everyone, welcome back. This is Denise, and today I want to paint one of these one color pieces like we did before. And this is my inspiration, that one color piece that we did with the shadow turquoise in the Masha's watercolors. And I'm going to use this color to do today's painting. And I'm kind of being inspired by the wonky concentric circles in addition to one color. So we're going to do wonky concentric circles, one color across two pieces, and then when we peel the tape we'll have two separate pieces that coordinate. What do you think about that? We're being totally out there, I know. So I'm kind of thinking, I mean, we could even make it like starburst over the two. Like if I just started over here and then wonky it out. It might not work, but that's kind of my idea. Or I could kind of, yeah, I kind of want to do that. Let's just do that. Let's just wonky it out from here. And I'm using my 1/2 inch oval wash by Princeton Neptune. And then let's just see what we can get. And I'm going to come back in here with some water and make sure that this starts to granulate out nicely. And I kind of want it to, and I'm kind of twirling the brush because I want it to twirl. And today I'm using the Bao Hong Academy paper because I like it, and it's my favorite, less expensive paper, 100% cotton. So that's what I'm using today. And let's just see what we can get out of the two pieces. And then even if we don't love both pieces, you know, usually I end up with at least one piece that's kind of amazing when I do two, so it still makes for a really good paint day. And then if you still don't love them, you can always cut it up into collage pieces, so I just don't worry anymore about what I'm going to end up with. I just enjoy it for whatever it is. And that's been the most fun that I've ever had painting in my entire life, doing the wonky, don't really care where we end up kind of stuff. Look at that, like if we kind of lightened as we went out. What do you think of that? Oh, it's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Let's pick up a little color here and pull some of that out. And then we'll still just leave the edges. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then we'll mark make. Ooh. What's fun about these granulating colors, even though we know I just used one color, shadow turquoise, which let me tell you, this is going to be the one I use up first. I probably should just order a backup so that when I do run out of it, I have it. Because that color is my fave, like super fave. Like maybe I should order two of them. Because one day Masha might not be making watercolors and I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I need that watercolor. Okay, so this has already started out pretty exciting. Kind of loving it. Talking for a moment while it's doing its drying time. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry. I'm going to let it dry naturally and kind of do its thing. I'm not trying to hurry it along. So let me let it dry and I'll be right back. All right. Haha, it's dry. Look how pretty that granulates there on that yummy paper. So yeah, if you want a cotton paper, that Academy one is my next favorite one. And you know what we're getting out now, because it's where I'm currently obsessed. My little black wing pencil and gold and maybe some white. We're being inspired, remember, by our piece that I love so much. And look at that, they coordinate. Oh, look at that, it's so pretty. And so I might do some mark making. I might do some of the same elements possibly. I could set it over here and it could be my inspiration for what I want to do here. But at the same time, now this one I didn't use graphite. I used blue pen, probably one of those Copic Acryas. I used gold, I used white, and I did some tiny bit of stenciling. And I kind of like that, but at the same time I like the boldness of the black wing and that green piece that we did, so I'm kind of feeling bold today. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that. Just some different shapes like we've done before on other pieces. that's just currently where my inspiration and obsession is currently with my art. We could do the same piece again 2 months from now and I'll be totally inspired to do something different. So it's always fun too to revisit ideas and see, you know, how would you do it different at a different spot in time, and when you've got just different ideas and inspiration flowing in your mind. Something that we might do on a piece like this that I just thought of and that I just kind of did. You know, this is a really bold graphite pencil. It's probably past the 14B of my Pit Matte graphite because it's so bold. Even though when you Google it, it says it's like a 3 or 4. No, it's like the boldest pencil I have. But as we get to the edge, and I press down really hard, so I embrace the boldness. I like it. That's why I like this pencil so much, because it is so bold. But when we get to the edge of this piece, you know, we lightened up in the color to almost have no color as we got to the end. So as I got over here, I pressed a little bit softer. I wasn't pressing down so hard. So maybe in a piece like this, we can go from really dark and bold to light as we get out. Just something to kind of consider if you're doing some type of mark making like this, and if you're doing something different, just, you know, maybe think of that. Maybe you're using a colored pencil with some other color in there besides the gray that I like that this pencil is. This is so dark it's almost a black, but it's not quite a black. I like the boldness of it. That's what draws me to this pencil and these marks. And, you know, some people don't like the boldness of it. So if that's not for you, then, you know, you got some choices there. You could do this in color. You could do all these little things in something like gold. That would be fun. Gold and the little marks. I might do that on a different project depending on what inspires me when we sit to paint one day. This is. Did I get them all? Mostly. Okay, I feel like I'm there with the pencil. I love it. I love it. It's super cool. Now I almost wish this were one piece that I did rather than break it up, but because it's so beautiful. And now I'm afraid when I peel that tape, are we still gonna like it? It's questionable. All right, so we're gonna do our little, I save all the pieces I tear off so I can have little samples to draw on. So, oop, had a bubble coming out. My Kuretake Gold Mica ink in my fine line bottle, and I just, you know, shook it up to make sure we were all nice and shook up. And then I like to kind of start it on a little side piece, and I hold it basically parallel to the paper because the ink comes out really fast and you have way more control holding it this way and not really squeezing very hard. That's how you can get some fun soft lines rather than it being overwhelming, which is kind of what I want. I want some fun soft lines here. So I want it to be like a shimmer out there. Just a fun little element, not something that's overwhelming it. Ooh, look at that, look at that. And then we're gonna do some dotty dot dots. Because I love them. And so if you hold this thing kind of parallel there to that paper, you have way more control over the ink that's coming out rather than it just overwhelming everything immediately, which it will definitely do. Okay, let's kind of putting the gold in this lighter brown shade that we can see that's come out of that color. And at the same time, I might go ahead and get my paint stick out because the gold stays wet forever. So that I cannot put my hand down and smear the gold, which we know I will do. Definitely a paint smearer. I'm not careful enough to worry about where my hand is going as I'm creating. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's just so lovely. It is so lovely. I'm just kind of thinking, like, where would I want to put a few more? Oh my gosh, so pretty. This turned out way better than I even had in my mind. Don't jinx it though. Don't be saying that out loud until we're done, right? Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Alright, and I think what I'm going to do now that I got the lid back on my gold is dry the gold so I don't smear it everywhere. Alright, so let's pull this tape. And this is another reason why I particularly like this Balhong paper. It doesn't tear when you pull the tape. And that's always kind of my goal, is to find the papers. The Handmade one is one for me. And that was a piece of, that wasn't a tear, that was off something else. Like a little piece of scrap left over. I don't know, from when they poured the paper. But yeah, this one, amazing with your tape. See, now, like, uh-oh. Am I gonna like it? I don't know. Oh, I love it though. I love it so much. Whoa. Yeah, I'm always after the papers that won't tear because, you know, inexpensive paper, student grade papers, wood pulp papers, they tear every time with your tape. And you gotta do all the tape tricks. And I like having paper that I don't have to do the tape tricks and it just does not tear. Alright, it's my little Fiskars paper cutter. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, getting it kind of even there. I could be more exact if I wanted, but I don't care. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Look how pretty that is. Wow. Okay, this was a great paint day. Look at our two pieces that are two halves of the same. Perfect thing that you could frame side by side. You could even scan these in, blow them up a little bit, and print them out. Oh, I like getting stuff from G Clay Today when I print stuff because they have beautiful papers and they print out so pretty. I don't print stuff at home. I don't have a color printer. Every time I wanted to print something on the printer I had, the ink heads would be dried out and the printer would be, I don't know, I'd use it so infrequently the printer would be ruined, and I just don't print stuff at home. So yeah, but I could definitely see blowing this up, making it like statement pieces, framing one beside the other. So gorgeous as a little companion piece. And look at all the lovely details and a little bit of shine. Just enough to be statements with so few supplies. You can do this with any of your watercolors. Daniel Smith granulating watercolors would be pretty with something like this. So yeah, one color, one pencil, one gold, and look at how many colors came out of that granulation. That's kind of amazing. Hope you had fun with this one today, and I'll see you guys next time.